What's good, YouTube? You already know who it is. It's your girl, Jayyy Wayyyy, and she likes it my way. What up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Sorry if the lighting is like really weird and I look like I'm washed out. It's because I am. No, sir. It's because like the way where I have y'all near the window, the natural lighting today is kind of gloomy because it's raining, so there goes that. But welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another motherfucking story time. I know, sir, enough of the silly shit. But and also don't mind my hair. I don't know what it's doing today. It's raining outside and my hair is just very puffy and very non-cooperative, and so I just don't want to be judged. Don't want to be judged. Nah, no sir. But what up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Happy Thursday to everyone. So yeah, this is another story time. I really don't know what I titled this video, but just know it's a story time, and this is a time that like a series of things happen, right? Series of things happen. Just because I'm not sure what I titled this video, but like a series of things happen with this one particular female. And so like the story that I'm initially trying to tell y'all, there's like events that led up to that. So basically, in other terms, if I were to just tell y'all about that one, if I were to tell you guys the main thing of this story time, you wouldn't get it because you would have to know what led up to that. So if I were to break it down, it would be like three story times that y'all would get. But because I don't got that much time on my hands to give y'all three different story times about the same situation that leads up to the same main event, I'm not going to do that. But all in all, like I said, this is a story time. And I'm not sure what I titled it, but you can hear from me now what it is. So basically, this is a time when my an ex-girlfriend of mine popped up at my job to basically confront me. Hear me again. Hear me again. Hear me again. Come close. Come close. Come close. An ex-girlfriend of mine came to my job to confront me. Yep. That's the same reaction I had. So here's what happened. Okay. Grab your seats for the main event. So, basically, right, this happened in like a lot of things that happen in my life with females happen like around, I don't know why I'm smiling. I don't even know why I'm smiling. But, because it's just funny, but a lot of stuff that happened in my life, like, it all took place like between 2010 to like 2013, 14, maybe even after that. But like this particular story, I mean, it is a story, but it's just like the way I gotta break it down to y'all, it's like whatever, because people who know me that know that this actually happened, they'll be like, that's not even like one story, that's like three different times, but this all led up to this. Okay, so basically what happened is I had an ex-girlfriend like around 2000, and like she was just an ex-girlfriend, and I had this job. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all the back end of the plot, the back end of the story. So basically what happened is this chick I went to high school with, she had put me on to a second job. Okay, I'm not gonna say the job because that's like y'all don't really need to know that. But I had a job already, but I was looking for more cash. So this girl I had went to high school with, she was like my homegirl, like my best friend at the time. Like we still cool. Like But you know, when you're growing up, you don't have to really use that best friend term. But back then, that's what we used to call each other. So anyways, my homegirl, my nigga, still to this day, she had put me on to like a second job because I was telling her how I need some more money. And this same job that she put me on to is the same job that Shorty, my old ex-girlfriend at the time, had popped up at. So basically what happened is now we're going back to the beginning. So now y'all know how I got the job. So basically what ended up happening is my ex-girlfriend at the time and me were together, and our relationship wasn't like, it's not perfect, nor is any relationship perfect. And so what ended up happening is that like I'm breaking it down for y'all. So scene one was like I was all right. It was like a summer day, midday, probably like 12 noon to like 2 in the afternoon, no later than that. But it might even been early, I don't even know. So basically, me and my homegirl, the same girl who put me on to the job, we used to like just chill, like before and or after we both had moves to make. Like, okay, so for example, if my homegirl had like something to do in the afternoon, me and her would link up and smoke real quick, have like a little session. Or if we already did what we had to do after, then we would link up and have a smoke session. So it was like our normal thing. Like it was like our ritual, like me and her time, like me and my nigga time. So basically what ended up happening is that this one day I was chilling with my homegirl, the same girl who put me on to the job. I just need to make sure y'all following along with me. So I'm chilling with my homegirl, but like rolling up, whatever. That's our normal thing to do. So my ex-girlfriend at the time, me and her was, I don't know what's going on with my head, but I'm just not gonna even fucking worry about it. Excuse my French. But me and my ex-girlfriend at the time, we was like arguing. And I can't exactly remember what caused the argument, but I do know that like that night before I ended up linking with my friend the next day, I had spent the night over her house. And by the time, okay, so after I spent the night, me and her somehow ended up starting to like argue, but I don't know over what, but I do know that we was arguing. So here's how I know and how I remember, because as I'm chilling with my my homegirl, whatever, me and my ex is going back and forth because I had left some money there, like $10, and I had left some bud. And so I was calling her to like ask her if she could bring it to me, but through the midst of all that, me and her is arguing, and she's telling me like, oh, I'm not bringing it to you. Nope, I'm not bringing it to you. That's all you care about. Whatever. You're not getting it back. Because I think she wanted to like see me, or for like me to come up there to see her. But I was in the middle or something, and I wasn't like about to do all that because she had a car. So I'm like, just bring it to me. Like, if you're done with me and I'm done with you, at least you could do is bring me my stuff. You feel what I'm saying? So boom, that was that. So now I'm chilling with my homegirl. We're outside, we're on my step, and we're rolling up. So after a while of going back and forth with my ex-girlfriend, she told me like she's not bringing it. So I got tired of like going back and forth with her, like, oh, yo, bring me my stuff. So I'm like, matter of fact, I'm like, yo, you could just keep it. So I'm like, yo, just keep the money. I think I had like 10 funky dollars, like, but I was like, yo, just keep it. And I was like, for the weed, like, you could just keep it. The only reason why I was really tripping off that is because I really wanted it back, because I had just bought that weed and I thought I lost it. And so like when me and her was arguing, she had told me like, oh, and you left this over here too. So, you know what I'm saying, whatever. Like, I wonder how you gonna get that. So basically I ended up telling her through the midst of us arguing, like after a while, like, oh, just keep it, forget it, I don't even want it, like this, whatever. So basically I'm chilling with my homegirl, like we just chilling, we're rolling up, whatever. Mind you, my ex just said she wasn't bringing it to me. So we chilling. And, you know what I'm saying, we just getting into the session, like, you know what I'm saying, just started getting the blunt into rotation, you know what I'm saying. And so, like I said, we sitting out on the steps. Next thing I know, I see her car pulling up. her car is pulling up. And so she just rolls down the window. I think the window was already rolled down because it was hot. And she had her music blasting. So the way like how where I live, you could see cars turn around the corner. So at first I didn't recognize the car until like I like, you know how like I'm so used to cars passing by, so I'm not really like examining every car until I really noticed and the car had slowed down in front of my crib. So she stops the car. She looks at me, gave me this ill grill. I'm talking about like she grilled me like she wanted, like she had drama with me, like she wanted to fight. So at this point I'm already semi high, so I'm just dying laughing. Me and my homegirl is dying laughing, like because me and her, like me and a homegirl, like we both already probably thinking the same thing in my head, like yo, this bitch is crazy. So we're both just dying. So she's giving me this ill grill or whatever. So she's getting out the car and so she's like, she's not even saying no words, she just grilling me. So she throws the reefer, the weed, in my lap, and then she passes me the $10 and she gets back in her car and she just drives. But mind you, during all that, like I'm trying to like talk to her, like, oh, like, you know, what's up, whatever, like like I'm confused, why you even here, why you pulling up like that, why you not saying nothing. So she gets in her car and she drives off. So mind you, like I said, when she was in front of me, she wasn't saying anything. Like she just gave me my money and gave me my weed and then she left. So then once she left, she was calling me, doing a whole lot of extra stuff. She also thought that me and this friend of mine were like sleeping together. That's what she thought. And so oh my God, I can't even take this story. So she thought that me and a friend was sleeping together. And so the next thing that happened is like, I remember us just going back and forth, like as I'm trying to get high. Like she's just calling my phone, just saying mad stuff like, oh, all I care about is weed and she's done with me, don't call her no more. Basically that's it, like it's over for her and I, whatever. So during the midst of me like semi high, I'm not really like pressed about it because I'm like high. So I'm like whatever, she really don't mean it, whatever. So after my friend left or whatever, I'm calling her back or whatever, and I'm just like, yo, like why you pull up and didn't stay or whatever. And I'm like, why did you pull up and you didn't even say hi to nobody? Like that's so disrespectful. So all I remember is that me and her was just like going back and forth about a whole lot of different stuff. And so eventually, somehow, some way, she had ended up coming to my house. She had came back to my house. And so when she had came back to my house, it was just her and I for a minute. And then I had got somebody from my family had ended up coming over my house. But shorty, my ex-girlfriend, was already here. So before the person that came to my house got here, it was just me and my shorty. So ex-girlfriend, whatever you want to call her. So me and her was just like, you know, going back and forth, you know, all of the extra stuff. You know what happens with that. And so yeah, we was doing all that. But like, even though we semi like was somewhat making up, it wasn't like me and her was like back cool or back on track. So when I had got the guest that popped up at my house, I had let the person in, and the person went to go do whatever they had came to do. They wasn't like in around us. And so ooh, excuse me and my ex-girlfriend at the time were still going back and forth. And next thing I know, I forget, like I said, I can't remember what we was arguing over, but it was something so stupid. But we ended up getting physical. And so because okay, so it's coming back to me, it's coming back. I was over it at this point. I was over the whole how should I say it? I was just over her being in my house and me and her argument. So at this point, I'm like, all right, yo, just leave. Like, you know, it's time for you to go. And so she was like, oh no, I'm not leaving, whatever. So I'm like, yo, like, just leave. Like, why you want to be here doing all this extra shit? So she's like, I'm having to fight her literally because she's not trying to leave or whatever. So during the midst of me trying to get her out my crib, we ended up getting physical. And so at one point, I'm like, granted, no disrespect to Shorty. I knew she was a little wild, to say the least. And so when she's trying to fight me, I'm like, Raiden. I'm like, what? So basically, I'm like, I called the person who was in my crib. I'm like, yo, can you come down here and help me get this bitch out of my crib? So the person ends up breaking her and I apart from fighting. And so, okay, this is what it has something to do with my phone. Like she might have, oh, she's seen something in my phone of me texting some other girl. Mind you, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna get into all that. But she seen my phone that I was like texting some other female. And so during the midst of her and I fighting, because I think that's why we initially started fighting, because she wanted to see my phone when I was just telling her like, all right, it's time for you to go. And so during the midst of me and her fighting, and us getting, broken apart, I had either dropped my phone and then she had ended up taking it. So she ended up taking my phone, right? So she left. She dipped. She had my phone. So now I'm even more heated because it's like, you really came over here, you did all that for nothing. Mind you, if you wanted to, talk about it, when you first pulled up with the money and the bud, we could have did all that then. Like there was no reason for you to leave and come back. So she ends up leaving, but she got my phone with her. So now I'm having to call her off my house phone mad different times. Like, yo, stop playing with me and bring me back my phone. But she's answering and then she's not answering. So eventually, this is mad funny. So eventually I'm having to call my mother. I'm like, yo, all right, so here's what happened. I'm like, yo, this girl really came here, tried to fight me, and she got my phone. And the only reason why I was really calling my mom's is not because like, oh, I needed her for like backup, but it was because I knew that like, of course, like she's going to try to hit my phone. I need her to know that I don't got it because this crazy girlfriend of mine just stole my phone because she's seen some text messages. So mind you, it's like, okay, girl, you took my phone, so how me and you supposed to talk? Fuck. So basically, I ended up calling my mom's to tell her that. So my mom ends up calling my phone, the phone that my ex-girlfriend now has in her possession. So she calls the girl and she's like, she told me that she told the girlfriend like, oh, bring her phone back, yada yada yada. I can't remember exactly verbatim. So I say like 15 to 30 minutes later, she ends up popping back up my house, the girlfriend. And then she gives me my phone back and she's crying and she's like irritated. And I could never understand the tears with her. I could never understand her crying because it'd be like, you created all of this, so why are you crying? So like, she ended up like crying, bawling. She gave me my phone, like basically made it seem like me and her was over, whatever. I'm telling her like, yo, I'm done. You're too much drama. Just please give me my phone back and you could be done. Like if you want to be done, you can be done. So what ended up happening is that I had to go to work. Not at the job that the friend put me onto, but this other job that I had at the time. Okay, so I had to be to work. And my schedule for this job was like a quick shift. It was like from like 3 to like 7 to 8, because they didn't really used to give me a lot of hours. This was like my first job, my first official job. So I used to always work that same shift. And so she knew, my girlfriend at the time, she knew I had to work like without a doubt, like that. I had like a consistent schedule that was that same shift. So she knew I had to work. That was another reason why I wanted my phone, because like who just wants to be phoneless out in this crazy ass world? Back then, it was probably a little bit more saner, but all in all, it was still crazy, and I didn't want to be, without a jack. So she knew I had to go to work. So she comes, she gives me my phone, yada yada, says her BS, I say my BS. Basically, in my mind, I'm thinking that we're done. So I call my job because I'm already I call my job in advance because I'm thinking I'm going to be late because I gotta wait for this girl to give me my phone back. So I spoke to my manager, who at the time, she was really cool. She knew my girlfriend, not like personally, but she knew who she was because they seen her with me. So she was like, oh, okay, I understand, whatever, whatever, like just get here when you can. So I'm like, all right, cool. So once I get the phone back, I get dressed and I go to work. So mind you, I'm late a little bit. So when I get there, I'm pulling up, not pulling up driving, but I'm walking in, and my manager is like standing there, like the automatic doors, automatic. Anyways, the doors that open on their own. So she's standing there, and I'm heated. Like, you could just tell in my aura and in my face, like I'm annoyed already. So when I get there, she's like, Jamia, and I'm like, yeah. She was like, I guess your girlfriend or whoever, she has called here repeatedly so many times looking for you. And I'm like, you're lying. And she's like, no, seriously. And so I'm like, saying what? And I forget exactly what my manager said, but all in all, just looking for me. And so I'm like, yo, that is mad crazy. I'm like, see how I told you, like she was just with me. Like, how was she calling the job looking for me? Like, you know I was gonna be late because you held me up. Hello? So basically, I go in the back to put up my stuff, put my stuff in a locker, and get ready to punch in because I'm already missing out on money. So my other co-workers that work there that I was cool with, they're telling me like, yeah, yo, she called the job mad times looking for you, saying to let you know to call her when you make it in. Yo, that is mad funny. Like, just thinking of it and saying it out loud. Like, the girl told the co-workers to let me know to call her when I make it in. Like, girl, you are bugging. So I work my shift. I don't call her back, nothing. Mind you, I do have my cell phone back. So she's texting me like, so I think I hit her up like, yo, you forced it. Like, why would you really call my job and do that? Because now it's like, they're probably thinking like, yo, this is so unprofessional. Like, what? So I'm telling her like, yo, why would you do that? So she's like, oh, can you please see me? Can we please talk? And so I'm like, I think we did enough talking. Like, what are we even gonna be talking about? So I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, I just need you to like give me a minute. I need to like recollect myself for a moment. And so we ended up not talking. Okay, so we ended up like not talking because typically what would happen is, normally when I worked that shift, she would come to my job and then we would like go home together. So I think that she was looking for me to be like, all right, just come. But I was not having that. Like I said, I already missed out on money. I already had that whole drama before I even got to the job. And then early in the day, you see me and you try to mess up my high. Like, no. So basically what ended up happening is that like I think like through my whole shift, we was just going back and forth through text messages. She's calling me on my break, you know, saying we're doing the whole arguing thing because I'm trying to talk sense into the girl. Like you really did all that. So she's not like, she's hearing me, but I don't think it's really clicking in her head like what she did. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, okay. So then the night goes on. Same night goes on. We talking on the phone, yada yada, fall asleep on the phone, whatever. So but we're still not good. And I think like she knew that. But she was really, like, I don't want to say the word dying, but she really wanted to see me for some reason. I couldn't tell you why. I still don't know why. But she really wanted to see me for some reason. So I think like in the morning when I woke up, because I had to be to work in the morning, but for the job that my friend put me on to. Now here comes the motherfucking boom. So basically what happened is that next morning, I still wasn't over it. I was still very mad at like her actions and, you know, the things that she was doing. So typically our little routine is like we would be on the phone. But I wasn't calling her. I wasn't answering no phone calls, nothing. So she's texting me, you know, saying whatever she's saying, yada, 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 yada. Whole bunch of bullshit. So basically I get to my workplace, you know what I'm saying? I'm finally coming down. Like I'm not feeling so tense. You know what I'm saying? I'm like trying to like not think about her, not think about the whole situation, just let it go and try to enjoy this day at work. Because at the job that my friend had put me onto, I would typically work like a 7 to like 3 or 2. So mind you, it's dumb early in the morning. Like I said, I worked like 7 to 2, so I had to wake up early. So I'm at the job, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing my regular routine. I'm getting set up for like, you know, the day and the customers. So it's mad quiet. Mind y'all, the job is dead quiet. Like there's no customers in there. People are not dining in to eat. So maybe you can get like a somewhat idea of the atmosphere of the job, because I know I told y'all I'm not going to tell y'all the name of the job, but like people weren't dining in, you know, eating. If anything, it was like a couple of customers coming in, getting their coffee, etc., etc., and dipping. So basically, it's probably like an hour or so into my shift, and you know, the door opens, and so I remember my boss, this dude, he was a dude, and I remember my boss like just look at me like he stopped what he was doing, and his face was just like this, y'all. So, and then he's looking at me, like he's looking at like whatever he sees, and then he's looking at me. So I'm looking back like what are you seeing? So when I fucking tell y'all, guess who walked through the door? My girlfriend. It was my girlfriend. And so I'm like, oh my God, here we go with the bullshit. Like, no. So I'm trying to keep cool, because I'm at work. I'm trying to keep cool. I'm not about to do the whole argument thing. I'm not about to cause a scene. None of that. So let me come up closer to y'all. So basically, she wanted to talk. And so, like I said, because the job was like really like dead at the time, my manager was cool, and he was like, oh, he was like, you want to take a 15? And so I'm like, yeah, sure. But we didn't like leave. We didn't leave from inside of the job. We just like went and sat down somewhere in the corner. And so I'm talking to her, you know, the conversation isn't loud, but it isn't that quiet. Like you can tell, like if people were to look over at us, they could tell like, oh, we was arguing. So all I remember is like me and her just going back and forth, because she's probably saying some stuff that I'm not agreeing with, and I'm not really trying to hear her out. I'm basically telling her like, oh, I'm done, and she's just really not trying to hear it or take no for an answer. And so the next thing I know, I think I was pretty much done with the conversation. So I was telling her like, yo, I gotta go back to work. I'm punching back into work. Like, you're doing the most. So I remember like where the like register was. Okay, so say this way right here is the register. If I turn my head and look this way, there's like couches and a table, and they face the register, which is facing at me. So she was sitting right there, like as I'm punching back in, so I could still see her just still sitting there, and she's like shaking, like not shaking like this, but like you know how people bounce their legs, so she's doing that. And so I'm just like, I turned to her, I'm like, why are you still here? Like, just go. Like, don't cause a scene. Please don't do that. So next thing I know, she gets up like she's about to leave, like head to the door. So I'm like, praising God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for letting this crazy girl leave me alone just for like a couple of hours. Please let me just get through my shift. So she's heading to the door, makes a fucking right 90-degree angle to the door. So I'm amped, like, yes. Next thing I know, she turns back around and she's like, fuck you, you ain't shit. I'm done with you. Don't call me. We're over. Like, all I remember is the grand, just loud as hell. And so I'm like, yo, I was so embarrassed. Like, I was so embarrassed. I was like, no, this girl really did not show her natural born up in this job. But yeah, like, she really popped up at my whole job and acted a fool. And that was the time that went down. And From then on, I just knew I attracted crazy females, you know what I'm saying? Granted, she was bad. She was definitely bad. But I think that's part of the reason why I dealt with a lot of her BS, because she was so just bad. But that happened many moons ago, many years ago, and I just decided that I would share that story with y'all. So yeah, the story is over, but make sure you give this video a like, make sure you comment, you share, you subscribe. Also make sure that if you have a similar story, or if like one of your significant others, your girlfriend, your partner, your boyfriend, whatever has popped up at your job, or like a similar scenario to mine has happened to you before, make sure that you let me know in the comment section, because I would love to, like, you know, hear who has went through something similar to what I went through. Also, like I was saying, make sure you give this video a like, you comment, you share, you subscribe. Feel free to hit the post notification bell so you can be notified every time I do post or you know, drop a video. What was I gonna say? Also, in the description box will be my social medias. So that is basically Facebook, Twitter, and IG. So if you have any of those platforms and you want to follow me on it, please feel free to do so. I'm gonna follow you back. But most importantly, I want to say thank you guys for watching my channel and watching my videos and supporting my channel. I really do appreciate it, and it never goes unnoticed. Very thankful for all the love, and I hope to receive more love from you guys. Like I mentioned in a couple of videos back, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers. So if you guys can help me get there, I will I don't know what I just said, but if you guys can help me get there, I would greatly appreciate it. Make sure you tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend to tell another friend to come you already know the Jayyy way, 'cause she likes it my way. I'm like half tired, that's why I'm so silly. But yeah, make sure you tell somebody else to check out my channel. And then I'ma see y'all in another video soon. So thank you so much for all the love again. Make sure y'all stay positive, y'all stay blessed, and y'all enjoy y'all Thursday. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much again, guys. Peace.